So, you escaped the 9 to 5, right? You became a freelancer for the freedom, but now you're working basically all the time? If that sounds familiar, you're in exactly the right place. We're going to dive into entrepreneur Vin Delatore's guide for how to break out of that freelancer trap and build a business that actually gives you your life back.
You know, it all kicks off with one of those really painful moments of clarity. Just picture it. You pour weeks of your life, all your energy, your weekends, into a big project. And then you do the math and realize you made less than minimum wage. That one gut punch of a realization, that's the spark for everything we're about to talk about.
So, yeah, where does this whole problem even start? Well, it begins in a place a lot of us know way too well, the freelancer's trap. You were chasing freedom, but the day-to-day reality, well, it looks a little different, doesn't it? I mean, does any of this sound familiar? The 80-hour weeks that just kind of melt into each other, that low-level hum of anxiety, always worried about where the next client is coming from, the red eyes, the late nights staring at a screen, all just to hit another crazy deadline. And maybe the worst part of all, realizing that you're a way harder, way more demanding boss to yourself than anyone you ever worked for. It's just this cruel, cruel irony, isn't it? You left the 9 to 5 for freedom, and what did you do? You built yourself a 24/7 prison where you're somehow both the prisoner and the guard. It's not sustainable. Okay, so this is the turning point, that moment when you finally have to look in the mirror and admit that your main strategy, which is basically just work more, is completely broken. Remember this number? $12. You gotta understand, for the author, this wasn't just a wage. It was a massive wake-up call. It was the sound of a huge illusion just shattering into a million pieces. After all that work, this was the value he'd put on his own time. So, when you see a number like that, what's your first instinct? For most of us, right? It's, okay, gotta work harder. Gotta find more clients, gotta be more productive, just gotta grind it out. That's the answer, isn't it? Yeah, no. That gut reaction, that voice in your head telling you to just put in more hours, that is the lie. And it's a lie that doesn't lead to more money, it leads straight to burnout. And this is maybe the biggest relief you'll hear all day. The problem isn't you. It's not your work ethic, it's not your talent, it's the model you're using. So what is this broken model we're talking about? It's super simple, really. It's trading your hours for dollars. But here's the thing. You only have so many hours in a day. So in that system, the only way to earn more is to work more. It's a game you literally cannot win. It's a direct path to a hard ceiling on your income and a fast track to burning out completely. All right, so if the whole model is the problem, what's the fix? Well, it all starts with a huge shift in your identity. It's about going from being an executor to becoming a creator. Let's really look at the difference here. The executor, they're selling their time. They're working in the business, doing the day-to-day grind, and they become the bottleneck that stops their own growth. But the creator? Oh, they're playing a totally different game. They sell a system, a product. They work on their business, not just in it. They build assets that make money for them even when they're not there. All right, so you've got this new creator mindset. Awesome. What do you actually do now? The first step is to build something that's not tied to the hours you work. You have to create a scalable offer. And how do you do that? It's actually a pretty straightforward 3-step plan. Step 1, figure out what you know, all that expertise you've gained as a freelancer. Step 2, package that knowledge up into some kind of repeatable product. And step 3, and this is so important, you sell the result, the outcome your product delivers, not the hours it took you to make it. So what does this scalable offer even look like in the real world? Well, it could be anything. A recorded workshop, some digital templates, a little micro course, an ebook, even pre-recorded coaching. You get the idea. The key is you build it once and you can sell it over and over and over again without doing any more work. That's how you finally break the link between your time and your income. But look, having a great product, that's only part of the puzzle. If you want real freedom, you need the final piece. You need systems that do the hard work of selling that product for you. And this is the dream, right? Because true freedom isn't just about, not having a boss. It's about having a business that grows without you having to be there 24/7. We're talking about literally making money while you sleep. And the good news is, you really only need to build 2 main systems to get started. First, a system to attract people.
Think of content like articles or videos that draws your perfect customers to you, so you're not always chasing them. And second, a system to sell, automating the whole process, from the sales page to taking payments to delivering the product. When you boil it all down, this is the real difference. When every single dollar you make depends on your own effort, you don't own a business. You own a really stressful job. When you have systems working for you, that's when you finally own a real business. Okay, so what are the results? What does this actually look like when you pull it off? Just check out these numbers from the author's own story. His hours worked per week dropped from 70 down to 22. And his monthly income? It shot up from $3,500 to over $15,000. I mean, come on. Less work, way more income. That's the power of switching the model. So if you take one thing away from all this, let it be this simple idea. It's a huge shift in how you think. Stop selling your time. Start building assets. That's it. That's the whole game. Look, at the end of the day, you already have the knowledge. You have the skills. The path is right there. So the real question isn't, can you do this? It's how much longer are you going to wait?